Hey Martin guitar fans, how are you? I'm Randy Mayfield. You can find more about my music and stuff just at randymayfield.com. But I had somebody ask to hear some of my guitars. How did my 35 compare to my new 42? And I've been a Martin guy, just so you know, since I was 9 years old. That was 58 years ago. My grandfather gave me this beauty right here. This is a triple 18, 1953 triple 18. Yeah, and you're saying, whoops, yeah, that's how you get dents in your guitar. And you're saying, hey, that thing looks brand new. I play it. I played it a lot when I was a kid. Here's what happened. You guys have heard the story of United Airlines, I'm sure, what they do to guitars. They dropped this one. I traveled with it when I was younger. I never will again, of course. And it cracked cleanly on the bass side. But back in the day, this was 25 years ago, maybe 30, they didn't have the disclaimers. They had to repair. And so it was sent back to Martin for about 2 months. And the Martin guys they repaired, I mean, you wouldn't know there was ever a crack there. And they refinished it. So while it had a few dings, it was still in great shape. It's pristine. I know that probably takes away from the value, but it's still a 1953 triple 18 given to you by your grandfather who had it new and gave it to me when I was 9. That's a fun thing. And Grandpa taught me a lot of stuff. The reason I have my Johnny Cash 35, which I love as well. The 35s have that 3 section back, which is awesome. By the way, you hear the noise? Yes, that is a rattlesnake tail in all my guitars. Is it just a myth and a wives' tale? Absolutely. But it's in every one of my guitars. The other thing I noticed, guys will put all their guitars on just to kind of show them off and look what I have. For me, that's exactly what I'm doing. And so I want to show you some of my babies that I love. I've had Martins, like I say, for 60 years almost. And I had 7 at one time, but my girlfriend, who is also my wife of 43 years, when I wanted to get my new one, she said, you need to sell a couple. So I sold some lower end ones. I still have my 28, HD 28, the 35, the triple 18, and then the new one I'm going to show you in just a minute, the D42. That's the one a couple of people asked to hear it. I've always wanted a D45. Listen to the 42 and 45. Seemed like the exact same guitar to me, and I didn't want to pay an extra couple $1,000, $2,000-$3,000 for bling. And this one's blinged up enough, so it's beautiful. Beautiful sound. You'll hear it in a minute. But let me play a few things for you. Sorry about all the rambling, but that's who I am. First song I ever learned, my grandfather. He loved Johnny Cash. And I would do a Johnny Cash medley, but maybe it's not even legal. I don't know. Love is a burning thing. I'm not a country guy either, but I got this hat because I'm balding. So it just covers my bald head. That's the only reason I have the hat. But this is the very first song my grandfather taught me when I was 9 years old on my little Martin triple 18. Rye whiskey, rye whiskey, rye whiskey, I cry. If the whiskey don't kill me, I'll live till I die. If the ocean was whiskey and I was a duck, I'd swim to the bottom and never come up. Oh, rye whiskey, rye whiskey, rye whiskey, I cry. If the whiskey don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Now the ocean, it ain't whiskey, and I'm not a duck. I'll play Jack of Diamonds and trust to my luck. Oh, rye whiskey, everybody sing rye whiskey, I cry. If the whiskey don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Nice little ring the 35 has. I really enjoyed this one. You know, I gotta be honest, I think of all of them. By the way, I don't know if you've seen these new stands by Hercules. They're not that new, but I've always had the cheapies. These are fantastic. Just grabs your guitar and holds it. But this is kind of, other than the new 42, this is kind of my favorite, the HD 28, and it's got a great sound too. Sorry I didn't tune them all up this morning. It's like 30 degrees here in St. Louis, so. Well, won't you let me be your love teddy bear? Put a chain around my neck and lead me there. Baby, well, oh, let me be. Oh, let him be your teddy bear. think it's got a good sound. It might not be quite as resonant as the 35. The bodies, of course, they're both dreadnoughts, but I don't know. The 35 is a little thicker. Maybe not. Just psychological. All right, here's the new guy. Here's the baby, the 42. What a beautiful guitar, to be honest with you. Like I say, I kind of always wanted the 45, but you hear the rattler in there. But this thing, compared to the 45, was same look, same style, same sound, and not quite as much pearl inlay, but so what, you know? I hope it's in tune. That's got a nice sound. Listen to that baby ring. So I'm gonna do a song for you. I do a lot of concerts around the world, as you'll see on my website. And I do a lot of classical stuff with orchestras, but I love playing my guitar. And when I go into jails and prisons, I do a lot of guitar and Johnny Cash stuff, of course, they love. I played San Quentin and some of the other prisons. But this is a song I love to do because it's a song that it talks of hope. These guys that have been locked up, some of them for life, we play at Death Row and my band and I, they don't have hope. They don't think they're worth anything. And this song talks about how we are worth something. It goes like this. It's so easy to cash in these chips on my shoulder. It's easy to loose this old tongue like a tiger. It's easy to let all this bitterness smolder, just to hide it away like a cigarette lighter. It's easy to curse and to hurt and to hinder. It's easy to not have the heart to remember that I am a priest and a prince in the kingdom of God. I've got voices that scream in my head like a siren, fears that I feel in the night when I sleep, stupid choices I made when I played in the mire, like a kid in the mud on some dirty blind street. I've got sorrow to spare, I've got loneliness too. I've got blood on these hands that hold on to the truth that I am a priest and a prince in the kingdom of God. I swore on the Bible to not tell a lie, but I've lied and lied. And I crossed my heart and I hope to die, and I've died and died. But if it's true that you gather my sin in your hand and you cast it as far as the east from the west, if it's true that you put on the flesh of a man and you walked in my shoes through the shadow of death, if it's true that you dwell in the halls of my heart, then I'm not just a fool with a fancy guitar. No, I am a priest and a prince in the kingdom. I am a priest and a prince in the kingdom of God. All right, that's called Fool with a Fancy Guitar. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed taking a look at my beautiful guitars. Hey, did you notice another thing? When people who have won awards do talk shows and Zooms, I can't believe how ridiculous they are to put their awards like in the background, say on the piano. I think that's just over the top. So I would never do that except for this time. I hope you enjoyed it. RandyMayfield.com. Talk to you soon, Martin lovers. Bye-bye.